What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sirr Love from Phase 6. Here's another snippet from Chasing Greatness. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your guy Sirr Love, and we are back with another dope episode. I'm super excited to keep the vibes going. As you know, on this show, we reach out to random individuals that support the channel. And how do we know they support the channel? Because they send text messages out to 404-442-4792. And by doing so, we get an understanding of who you are and what your interests are and what your question is. And of course, on that platform, we do all sorts of things. You know, you may get an opportunity to go to a concert. You may get an opportunity to get involved in a publishing deal or TV placement. All sorts of things could happen by you just being involved with the platform. But outside of that, the goal of this show, Chasing Greatness, is to call random individuals and answer their questions, right? So let's just jump into it for the day and just get the vibes going. To let you guys know how I always do, I got the flavors. You know me. I got the flavors. You know, I got the sip vibes going. Whenever we start doing video, I'm gonna start opening the door to get some sponsors in here or something like that. But we got the vibes going. Let me get drop the top. Here we go. Got the vibes going and little flavors to keep the energy, to keep it honest, to keep it cool, to keep it lax. It's the end of the day. I like to relax, enjoy my evening by talking to the audience. I love this. I really love chatting with you guys, man. This is fun. I get to do this like once or twice a week. Really normally once a week, if that, unfortunately. But whenever it happens, it's a dope experience and I love it. So let's see if we can make magic happen tonight. Let's see if the audience is going to pick up the phones because this is real. This is real. We're going to reach out to Kenny. Kenny said that he was in the studio the last time that we sent him a message. And he really wanted to be on the show. Or I'm not sure if he really wanted to, but he wanted to be on the show. We couldn't catch him. Let's see if we catch him this time. He had a question for us. Let's see how Kenny's feeling. Here we go.
How you doing?
What's going on, Kenny? This is Sirr Love from Phase 6, bro.
What's up, Sirr Love? How you feeling, bro?
Man, I am good, my guy. I want to open it up by just saying I appreciate you for being you and vibing when I sent you the message about being on this podcast.
Man, I'm glad that you still doing your thing, man. Look at you.
Hey, man.
You about to blow up.
Man, we out here working, man. We out here working. I know you have you got a chance to see the YouTube channel and whatnot?
No, did you send it to me already?
Man, I don't even think we got that because I remember you and I we met at where?
At your mom-in-law wedding.
Oh man, that is it. That is where we met. Yeah. We met at the wedding. We did. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, where do we meet at? Yeah, it was at the wedding, man. How's everything going with your artist? The artist was your son, right?
No, I was working with man, I've been working with so many people, but I got different people. Probably not the same people I was working with back then.
Got it. Well, shoot, man.
Yeah.
I got you live on the channel, and shoot, you're the first.
Right now?
Yeah, right now, man. Not live. I'm sorry, we're not live. We're pre-recorded. So if you say anything crazy, we can edit it if it needs to be edited. But
Okay.
But yeah, man. So like the whole purpose of the channel was this right here. So I'm reaching out to all the cast that support Phase 6. We have an online platform where we teach people the music business and help educate them and whatnot. And I know that on my when I sent the message out for the show, I sent it out to everyone. I sent it out to all my music business relationships, and I sent it out to all of my not all of them, but a lot. And I sent it out to all of the artists that support the channel. And I know you had replied back with a message, and I was like, man, let me hit Kenny up because you definitely haven't chatted pretty much at all since that moment. So I'm like, hey, man, what's going on with your client right now? And since I do consulting all the time for people, this moment is where I'm just doing free consulting for 10, 15 minutes with whoever picks up the phone in hopes that it provides value to all the listeners that are listening to the channel.
Okay. Well, you know what? I actually think I am working with one of the same guys.
Okay.
With my nephew. We working on his project.
Got it.
So he just got a new. He just released a new one. And we got it on all the that Piff. The little apps that you can put your music on, music streaming apps. But my question to you would be, what's a good way for him to break into the industry?
That's a great question. Just kind of starting. Well, so it's different for everybody, right? So he's a rapper, as I recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a rapper, and when you're trying to break into the game, there are a couple ways to do it from a very high level, right? So it starts with one, picking when you want to break, because there's all these creative, natural talent development things that have to happen before this conversation can even be had. But assuming everything is already dope and lined and in place, there's a high level area, there's high level pathways you can choose. How do you break in a game? When you say in the game, for clarity before I say this, when you say in the game, you mean signed to a major label, or do you mean, just famous and out there? And like, who give me an example of someone that you would say is in the game that you would want him to have the same pathway as. Not pathway, but same success as.
J. Cole, Lil Baby,
Got it. I already got it. You at that status.
Even a guy from Chicago,
Bibby?
He's not even on a label.
Bibby.
Chance the Rapper.
Oh, Chance. Chance is dope. All right, let's talk about it. All right. So first thing you have to decide in the game is from a pathway perspective is what path do you want to go? So here are the pathways to get you to that space. Pathway A, you know somebody. You have a relationship with a entity or a group that has higher relationships that can walk you into the type of doors that will allow you to shop a deal, work your way through the record label from a political perspective, right? You do a showcase, you get signed, or you do a showcase, you shop from label to label, you get invited to showcases, you get signed, and maybe get signed on the spot, you present your record, present your package, whatever. Traditional way of doing it. That doesn't happen as much for rappers anymore. That still happens for R&B artists, but and rock artists and whatever. But hip hop has become a hustler's game where the more you hustle, the more opportunities you get. So that happens less frequently, but that's one path. All right. Okay. That path is all about who you know and who they know. Right? It's all about networking. That path is for those that have a really good mouthpiece, that have really good discernment of character, and know how to navigate real life situations really well. It's definitely not for your introverted individual, right? It's all about communication and networking and leveraging who you know. All right. The next way to do it. The next way to do it is to generate your own audience, right? And then demand that the market responds, right? So that means that you go out there and you release music, you release videos, you release content of all sorts into the marketplace. The fans respond to it. Obviously, you're culturally on, 10 toes down in your community, whatever that is. If you're a gangster rapper, you in the streets. If you're a rapper that's an anime rapper, a lo-fi type rapper, you're in the places where those people are. Like I know places here in Georgia where you can play Dungeons and Dragons in an arcade, right? You got to be the man in those places where people that are into your style of music congregate, right? So it's not about being in the streets. It's about being where your audience is. If you're a gay artist, you need to be in the gay clubs. If you are you make booty shaking music, you need to be in the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? If you make reggae, right? Yeah. All right, I'm being repetitive, right? But you got to be in your marketplace. You got to be in your marketplace, and you have to be online and proliferating your music online. That's about driving the marketplace to you, and that has become a more common process, all right? Now, you're doing that by yourself. The next route is to have someone else do that process for you, which means you sign to a indie label or you sign to a production company or some organization that is going to do all of that pre-work. Normally, this organization is the organization that has all the finances to fund all of those activities. So the goal isn't to sign to a major. The goal is to get whoever the local dude is with all the cash to get behind your project. Normally that comes in hip hop, that normally comes from some street outlet. Someone in the streets is normally the person, right? That's just how it goes, right? It's not always the case, mind you. There have been many examples where that is not the case, but that is often the case in hip hop in particular, right? You find someone else to front those particular expenses. The next way to do it is to be really aggressive with your publishing, right? So it could be you're writing songs for the artists as a ghostwriter. You are doing records for TV. You're doing records for movies. You're really building your publishing catalog. By building your publishing catalog, it can make you more appealing to work from a label perspective as well. Or maybe you can demand a record deal because your publishing is doing so well. Publishing as a whole can give you a lot of leverage that can make an organization want to work with you more, right? You'll probably sign a pub deal with somebody along the way, or you don't have to. Regardless of which, if your publishing is popping, you can generate a record deal for yourself based off of your publishing success, right? So that's like the backdoor way in there as the writer behind the scenes, right? That's where you get your Seven Streeters from. That's where you get the Dream from. That's where you get your Kerry Hilsons from, right? There are rappers that are known for this. Like Jay-Z was ghostwriting back in the day. Drake was ghostwriting back in the day, right? Like these cats was ghostwriting for other artists. Recently Snoop Dogg did an interview where he talked about that period in Jay-Z's life where Jay-Z was writing for the Chronic, writing Dre's verses for the Chronic, right? So like that's another backdoor way in. And I know a lot of rappers that have gotten pulled, like gotten an audience because they ghostwrite. Like I was, right there with Quentin Miller throughout his whole process of growing back when he was called Miller when he first got signed. And I was there for all of that. And he's the guy that was ghostwriting for Jay-Z, who ended up having the whole beef with Meek Mill and fighting in the streets. And, I knew this dude, he's a homeschool dude. I knew him when his parents dropped him off at the studio for the first time. Like, so like, I've seen that path. Like I remember when he got invited to go to New York and write for Diddy, and no one knew who the fuck he was, right? So there's a pathway there. So that's another pathway. Those would be the most common pathways. I think the last pathway that I would say for a rapper would be the live show pathway, where you're just out there killing it on stages all over the places. Audiences are following you, and your live show is just so amazing. Maybe you have a live band, maybe you have just a crazy crowd. You crowd surf and do all sorts of crazy stuff, but people love you for your show more than they love you for your music. Right, that's also an option. Tory Lanez is known for having really dope shows, right? Jumping up on the rafters and hanging off of shit and swinging off of shit. Tory Lanez is known for that. Travis Scott was known for having dope ass shows. Fabo from D4L still relevant today because he has dope ass shows. Waka Flocka still tours the whole world because he has dope ass shows, right? Tech Nine, obviously. So there's a lot of artists that can create viability just because they do great performances that make people say, "Yo, I've got to experience that again."
Okay, good stuff, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah, man. So those would be the methodologies. If I had to lay out the pathways, I would say pick one and work towards that, because there's a lot of there's just a lot of ways to do it. And if you're hopping around and your vision's all over the place and your goals all over the place, you're never really going to get anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That's good stuff, man.
No, that's the stuff, man. Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you picking up and responding and all that, man. I know we haven't connected in a good minute. So we probably got to link up outside of the podcast environment just to chat it up and whatnot. But this is this is a good convo for the people to hear. So I appreciate you again for reaching out. And I know you haven't checked it out yet, but you got to check us out. Go to type in Phase, PHASE VI, just Google it. Just Google Phase VI and look at all the stuff we have on YouTube. Look at the website. Look at all the content. Pass it on to your artists. Give them the opportunity to learn the game and get this type of information firsthand. It'll make them better artists for it, man. But I appreciate you for responding today, man.
And I appreciate you for all this information, man. You're doing great things. So keep up the good work.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, you too, bro.
All right, one. Boom. That was dope. That was dope. You know how, as I'm going through this, I think the beauty of this process is that you meet so many people in the game. I'm not even just in the game, just in life. When you say that you're in music and you do music, and then someone's like, oh, you got to talk to so-and-so, you got to talk to so-and-so. This is my, family, this is my cousin, this is my that. And I met Kenny at my mother-in-law's wedding, and we got to chatting about music, and it was just a dope vibe. It was just real natural. Like, he had an artist and what he was doing, and he's doing different things, and we spent a good minute just talking about the industry and how it works and navigating Chicago and whatnot. And so it was dope to catch up to him. Like, I really don't think we've spoken since that day, which is a common thing in the music industry, man. We talk to people, we meet people all the time. We say, yeah, man, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna get at you. But like in the music industry, you don't. You don't. There's so much going on. We always only call the people that we need. And I think that was dope to take a time to have a conversation with someone that I probably should have followed up with a long time ago. Good vibes. Good vibes. We're starting to show off with a good vibe. I like that. Wasn't what I was expecting, but everything that we needed to have a dope conversation. I appreciate you, Kenny. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And I'm trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Check us out at www.phasevi.com. Again, that's www.phasevi.com. Beam in.